Can everybody hear me all right? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, cool. Don't get into an accident. All right, let me jump in and tell you where we are, where we've been, and more importantly, where we're going. So my name is Tom McGrath. I'm the founder and CEO of Rover. I started this company about 5 years ago. And let me give you my history real quickly to bring you up to speed on why I feel we're in the best spot of helping out drivers in the future. About 30 years ago, I was a courier in Boston, and I had a couple of issues: taxes and insurance as an independent driver. I put together a company back then called NICA, National Independent Contract Association, and I helped all the drivers out around the country. I did extremely well with that company. I hired smarter people than myself, and I stepped away from that company when I was 45. About 7 years ago, I came back and I looked at the space again, and I said, how can we help the drivers? We helped them out with taxes, we helped them out with insurance. And the plan and the goal was, let's build a company that starts off with a few basic things. Let's show some respect for the driver. Let's respect the driver. Let's build a driver-first app, and let's give the driver all the money. And my goal is to take 500,000 drivers around the country and double their income. That's my goal of this company, is to help drivers out. And how I've been doing it is understanding and knowing the industry. The problem with the industry, there's a few: deadhead miles and downtime, wasted, chasing packages, trying to go get them. And what we need to do is share information. And I did this years ago. I used to fly all over the country and meet with couriers all over the country to build my own company. Now I can do it through this technology with Zoom and everything we have going. So we can do it much faster the way we're building it. Technology really has been a game changer. What are we not? We're not a crowdsource company. What happens is you get on an app, you get a crowd, you get a new app in an area, you get hype in it, and all of a sudden they put more and more drivers on, and it dilutes your pay. I mean, it just happens time and time and time again. And what we're going to do is something different. What I don't want is anybody and everybody come on the app. So I started this, and I look at it as a three-legged stool. The first leg of the stool is to have rock solid technology. And we've built that. We built a platform that's second to none. We spend a lot of time and energy doing this, and my own money, because I believe in this. I didn't go out and get VC money. That's why you know of all those other apps, and we're low, low, low. I want to stay as low and quiet as we can. We don't need anybody chasing us, because as soon as those VCs come in, the first thing they want to do is take money out of your pocket. And that's not what I'm here to do. We're here to build this thing together from the driver's perspective up. So as we build it, sharing that information technology and some of the challenges that we've had to overcome a lot. My wife's put up with a lot of crap with me over this, to be honest with you. She's like, will you stop it? Will you stop it? And I'm like, no, I got to do this. I'm driven to help drivers out. I don't know why. It's driving me crazy, but I'm going to get this done, and I'm not going to quit until we get it done. So the idea is, you guys are out there doing deliveries all over the place. You're burning more gas, spending more time. From the technology standpoint, for the most part, it's a one and done. Why are they taking 10, 20, 30, 40% of your money out, and they still can't make money? So the idea is simple. We're going to keep our overhead below our feet. So one way was we started to do business in the Northeast, and we've got drivers that use the app every day in the Northeast. We just started in the Midwest, and we're going to move our way west. We've got drivers in Honolulu. We've got drivers all over the country. So we've got over 30,000 drivers that have signed up. Like I said, it's not crowdsourced. These are experienced drivers that are out there doing it every day, that know what they're doing. You know, if we took a crowdsourced group, they'd take 300,000 to do what you guys do. You guys do 10 times the work. So that's what we want to put it on. Drivers that know what they're doing, know how they're doing it, what they're doing. So now it's communicating it. The second part is, after we get the drivers and can build off of that driver pool together, is customers. Now we just need to share it with customers. So that's what this initial meeting is right now is to share the platform, have you guys aware of it, and we can share it with other customers and start getting out there. Because we can attract customers a few different ways. One way, and I've heard a lot of comments back from drivers all over the place. I said, well, we can go out and hire a sales and marketing firm and salesmen, and we can pay them 10, 15, 20% to get the business in the door. And that's traditional. That's what's out there. And that's what they do traditionally. But that 10, 20% has to come out of somebody's pocket. And the way it's built, it's going to come out of yours. So all the driver feedback that I've gotten so far is like, hold off on that. Maybe that's the second step. Let's start with the first step. And we can start developing this and building the platform in each city. So right now, as I said, we're all over the country. We've got drivers all over the country. Some drivers, some of you have been with me for 5 years since I started. And you're waiting and waiting for us to build it. You know, we had to fix the app. The app broke, fix it. We had a couple of companies that came on and they didn't come on and fully use Rover. They just wanted access to you guys, to good drivers. And they were using their own app. And they were trying to get that information back to us, which really completely screwed us up on the pay cycle. Because as a driver, I need my money now. I need to be paid quickly. And what our goal was, if you look at Rover, we were trying to pay drivers within 2 business days, roughly 48 hours, and keep the money moving. As long as the money comes in, get it to the driver as quickly as possible. That's my goal. Some of those customers that came on and used their own app, it screwed the whole process up. They were slow on the payment. We were pulling our hair out. We were trying to make sure we took care of customers, took care of drivers first. That's the whole drive and push of this. We did some deliveries out in San Francisco, a company called K&L Wine, the wine distributors. We did a great job for them. You guys knocked it out of the park. He called me up and he was like, I want you to open up in San Antonio and down in San Diego. And I said, well, we're not going to there next. We're going to go, and we tested it in Cincinnati, New Orleans, San Francisco, and then back in Boston, back up here. And we've been building that of testing it and fixing it. And we're at a point now where the drivers, in my opinion, and I'm going to get out a little over my skis here to tell you what I want. What I want to build in this is 2 things. Is the drivers that we have on board, for the most part, we've gone through it and we understand it. So we're looking at it saying, I need 2 of you. If a new driver is going to come in, I need 2 of you to vouch for him and say, okay, he's good. We're going to let him in the group. And we'll build the group together so that more drivers, we take care of each other a little bit, but at the end of the day, you don't see your pay get shrunk to nothing. Because I know what the gas prices are up. You know, a gallon of milk is more. Everything's costing more. And when I look at the apps and what's out there, a lot of them were driven to say, we'll do it with autonomous vehicles, or we'll do it with drones, or, in my opinion, that's all great. And AI is out there and all that's out there. But at the end of the day, the most important thing in any delivery is you. You're it. If you don't do it, it doesn't get done. The drivers do it. And they try to do it with people that will do it on their way home from work, or a side hustle, a side gig. And that crowdsourcing kind of gives us a bad name, to be honest. I mean, we want to do this seriously and make some good money. Now, if I look at drivers out there and I look at Indeed as one of the indicators of what are drivers making. If you go out, you look at Indeed, it'll tell you drivers make 22 to 25 bucks an hour. Well, that's not enough money considering gas and expenses that we all have. And we understand that. If I look at Rover, the average driver on Rover, they're making more than twice that. So I know I can produce more money, revenue for the drivers through the technology. Through the technology, we can cut down on the waste and the downtime. And, you know, factoring those in, having an experienced driver in there doing the delivery makes a world of difference at the end of the day, as you guys all know. So I'm preaching to the crowd a little bit here, but what I'm saying is we can do this together and build it out together as drivers. I'm going to stay focused on bringing new business to the platform. Some of the companies that are on are nationwide. They're using us in the Northeast. As I said, they're starting with us in the Midwest, but we can expand with those companies. I had a few companies come and try getting on the platform, and they were going to pay very little money. And I was like, well, it's not worth our while. So the idea is the platform takes its fee, a flat fee for them to use the platform. The algorithm figures out the delivery fee. The delivery fee and any tips, and I see a lot of tips, 100% go to the drivers. So with that model, if you will, that just makes sense to me. It's just common sense that we can build this together. So I love the fact that we had an overwhelming response for this. We had over 10,000 drivers comment on the email campaign that we sent out that would like to partake in this, and we're setting up other calls and other Zoom calls because time frames for everybody. But at the end of the day, I think we can really change the last mile on what's being delivered, because in my opinion, a lot of the apps out there, a lot of the things that are out there are not working for the driver. That's just my opinion. And I think we can turn that around and turn the corner a big way to make it work for the driver. So more time, more hours, that's in addition what we're working on. I'm looking to build this city by city. So I'm starting with a base of everybody around the country, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to have Zoom meetings in each city. In each city, we're going to build a core of drivers. And out of that core of drivers, we'll attract more business, and we'll build out city by city as we move forward and go around. But I took a lot of questions from drivers over the last week since we set up this Zoom meeting. Most of the questions were, when are you going to start in my area? San Antonio, Honolulu, all over the country. And I responded to all of them that, look, our base is going to be, if you're in the city, we're in the city. We've already structured this and set up the platform that it works everywhere. So the algorithm is set up. So if we look at Rover as your back office, like we can collect the money, we can put an insurance product in place, we can give the tracking for the customer will have full visibility, and you communicate directly with that customer at all times. And then if there are problems, issues, concerns, questions, I don't know it, I'm in Boston. You're the one that knows it. They should be talking directly to you, resolving those issues as we go. The other questions from the drivers were signing up issues. As I said, we've had over 30,000 drivers sign up. So we've worked out a lot of the bugs and the kinks that if it wouldn't take a picture of your license, we've worked all these items out so that I'm confident and comfortable. We're on a really good launch pad right now to move this thing forward.
Excuse me. I have a question. So when you will be in like in Tampa, like Florida?
Yeah. So we did some stuff down in Florida and Orlando. We were in 1-800-DHL and a few products down there, but not in a big way. So our goal here is some of the companies that are in Boston with us right now that have national presences, they're asking us to go into these other cities as we move forward, which we are. We're moving forward with them in other cities. But the more drivers that we get in Tampa now, I'll come back to you, and I'm going to come back to your city, and then we're going to build a coalition of drivers and say, okay, let's continue and let's move forward with this group. So,
okay.
So we're going to do that city by city.
Okay, so how long it's going to take?
I've been working on this for 5 years, so it's not going to happen overnight. My goal is to have every city opened up before the end of the year. Within 6 months, I expect to have every city opened up. So okay. This is our first pass at getting drivers organized and together on building this. So
okay.
Social media. Let me talk about social media because that's going to be a huge driving factor for us. What I'd like is all of us to participate in our social media. We've got a number of that. We've stepped away from that. They were pretty dormant and quiet. If you looked at them for the past couple of years, we really haven't done anything with them. We just started this week turning those knobs to control those, to have open dialogue back and forth. We started a podcast called Drivers to Drivers, the number 2. And that's where we share ideas and information. We've got a dozen driver interviews up there, and we can really expand on this idea of us sharing knowledge and information, tips, best gas. And there again, not to get out over my skis too far, but think if we all bought tires together, or batteries, or gas, or what kind of deals could we put together? When I did this 30 years ago with drivers in the courier industry for my other company, we bought insurance together. Through Lloyd's of London, we packaged it and we squeezed the price down to pennies. So let me talk about insurance for 1 second, because all those drivers that have done deliveries on the platform understand it, know it. We've reduced 2 things to cost around the insurance around the platform. Lloyd's of London gave to us, and we're the only one in the world with this insurance product for drivers. It's based on the mileage, and the mileage was 4 cents or 5 cents per mile, and it was an occupational accident insurance. In case you get hurt, I want to make sure you're covered. A disability check, medical bills, that's built into the cake to make sure everybody's covered. It also will take, if you don't have, there was a lot of private passenger policies out there. If you're driving on that, it'll flip it into a commercial if you need that. So we can fine tune and fix these things as we go forward to build it and develop it. But it's just us as a group getting together and getting a little organized. You know, I can be your mouthpiece and I can pull it together. I'm real good at beating the drum, and I can get the attention and pull the group. But at the end of the day, it's you guys that matter. And that's why it's a driver first movement. I'm building this for drivers, and I'm committed to it. I'm committed to helping drivers make more money, eliminate deadhead miles, eliminate downtime. And all the drivers that I talk with, and I talk with them in one-on-one small groups all the time, it just makes sense. So I'm saying, let's just take the sensible approach. We can move forward with it, and then hopefully get up into your city and start turning your cities on, like Tampa and the other cities. So I'm going to, I've been speaking a lot now, 20 minutes. I want to see if there are any other questions in there. I think you can raise your hand with your Zoom, and I can pull you into the chat. But there again, 2 things. Oh, go ahead. Let me unzoom. 2 things. Your Ben Wilson. Ben. Ben, I apologize. I'm working on getting your Tracy, I'm trying to get you in. Let me say this. I've got a driver. My tech skills are limited. I got my daughter. Let me see if I can unmute everybody.
Have them type it in the comments.
Oh, you can type it in the comments, she's telling me.
I did.
Okay, there you go. I got you. Say it. Deirdre.
Oh, I was asking, are there any assignments in Los Angeles?
Good question. So to go back to that, Tracy, we do have a couple of companies in there that it's very limited. So it's very small. So we tested the market in LA. We're going to be opening that up with a company that's using us in Boston. I'm flying out there on the 11th of July to meet with them so that we can start that. It's a huge market. It's a huge opportunity for us. Hey, Deirdre, can you unmute everybody or ask Bryn to? Let me just see if I can do this. I apologize for my, okay. So to get into every city, my goal is by the end of the year, we should be in every city. I'm gonna do a city a week. Every week, we're gonna get into a city. We're gonna send emails out to those individuals that we can. Let me just see if I can get on there. And I got more drivers trying to get on, and I apologize. There's a lot of activity, a lot of drivers trying to come through the door. And
I've been waiting for a long time.
go ahead.
No, I said I've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah. Mute me, invite, reclaim host. How the hell do I unmute everybody? I was so concerned with muting everybody.
I think everybody got to unmute themselves.
And now we can't hear you.
Yeah, you're mute. You're on mute right now.
Yeah, I can hear everybody else now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
now.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Ben, could you unmute yourself and you can have that question?
I believe I'm unmuted. Can you all hear me? Okay. Yes, I'm in the South Austin area, and you mentioned San Antonio. I was curious as how much y'all have expanded to the actual Austin area.
Oh.
And with that, how many hours would I expect to be working in the Austin area at this moment?
All right. Very few. I'm telling you, when we were there, the company was that was there shut down. I thought we were going to launch with them, so they were the ones that shut down. So
Okay.
we lost that business there, and it was, nothing that we did, but they were using us in a different city, and they pulled us in there for a while. So,
Understood.
because that's like the number one question that keeps coming my way. When are you going to be in my area? When are you going to be in my area? When are you going to be in my area? I couldn't start in your area until we were really prepared on our end, which means this damn app has to work and has to work flawlessly. I don't want to have any problems with the app, which we don't. And as I said, it's been over 5 years building it. So
Fair enough.
I'm 100% confident that the app will be there. That next, to get into, do you have another one, Ben? Go.
Yeah, with that being said, I'm an hour away from San Antonio. You've mentioned San Antonio twice. So would I be able to work in the San Antonio area, and what would I expect?
Okay. So
Or what could I expect, rather?
yeah. For the San Antonio area, I'm meeting with a company in LA on July 11th.
Mm.
From that meeting, I'm coming down to meet with them in San Antonio. So they're the ones that turned on business in the Northeast and the Midwest. We've got, a number of drivers that are out doing that. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver for you.
Understood.
But I would like to get those meetings under my belt. Then when I come back, you can be part of that group meeting in your city that we pull that in and say, okay, these are the customers. Can you guys handle them? And then we'll expand from there. Like I said, it's a three-legged stool. First is the technology. Next is you guys, the driver. So this is just finishing putting that second leg on of the drivers. And once we all agree that this is what we're going to do together, we're all cool with it, we can move forward. And now we can go after the customers. So we'll share things with you in the links and in social media that you can share with customers, how they can sign up, how they can move on quickly, how they can service you in your area. So if you look at Rover as your back office, it should be your back office handling all the transactions for you. Like I said, moving the money, the insurance, trackability, technology. Those are the things that we put in place that you should be able to use. So
Understood. I have many more questions, but I don't want to take up
Go
everybody's time. Please, next.
ahead.
I work in, and I log on like 5 and 6 in the morning trying to get a route, and I'm not always able to get a route in the morning to go to Bedminers and Norwood. I was wondering, is there anything I can do to ensure that I get a route every morning so I can get real money?
William, what area are you in?
I go to Norwood every morning. I try to get a route in Massachusetts.
What city are you in, William? I can't find.
Oh, I'm in Cambridge.
Cambridge? You're in Boston?
Yes, Boston.
Oh, awesome. Okay. William, I'm going to be holding up a first meeting with us in Boston next week. So I'm going to join you. I'm going to invite you to that. And then we're going to pull the Boston group together. And it's going to be a template for what we're going to do in San Antonio and all the other cities around the country. Okay?
Okay. When is that going to be, Council?
Next week. We're going to hold these meetings Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
Okay, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Okay.
I'll send you an invite. Everybody will get it for their city. When we get close to your city, and the way I'm going to respond to the city is by you guys. You're going to tell me, and I'm already getting it through drivers. Hey, we're ready to go. We've got some action. We got some things, and then we can get together and make this thing happen. I apologize, but it's 7:28. This was a fast half hour, I know. Is there anybody else that has a question before we end up losing it?
When
What?
you'll be in my city?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Oh, I said when you will be in my city.
What city are you in?
Tampa.
Tampa?
Yeah.
When I get off this call, my screen just opened up, but when I get off this, I'll start listing out the cities. If you guys can hit me up in intercom, we can schedule that and put the cities as you guys want me in. We can put that in line, especially we can tie it in with customers. We can do this, pull this thing off.
So you're starting to build your base in order to get these companies to commit to you so that your drivers can have orders to take. It's kind of a cycle.
Exactly right. So it's the egg and the chicken, if you will, or
Right.
a teeter-totter. We got to be organized, because if I go out there and tell the customers, come on, and you guys aren't around, what good is that? First, we need to get organized, get in our cities, and then say, okay, we've got a group of drivers in the city that's ready to go. Start adding the customers. Go ahead.
You guys don't have like jobs that you can give to people that want to start in their city, like to do certain things to help the company like better, like to get customers or whatever the case is. And
Yeah,
to like, I'm in Pennsylvania right now, next to like near New York and all that, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
Yep. So Jason, great.
QR code.
Jason, I'm going to send you a QR code, and that QR code will help get us out there faster for those customers so that you can get business, because I don't put any deliveries on. Rover doesn't put any deliveries on, but there's a ton of deliveries in your area. We just need to get those customers, put them on so that you can get those deliveries and make 100% of the delivery fee. I mean,
Yeah. I know there's certain things that we can do to better the company so that we can actually start working faster. We just gotta do.
So Jason, I'm all ears and I'm with you. So why don't we get together after? I'll further this conversation. Hit me up in intercom. We all communicate through the app through intercom, and I can capture that information. Then I can respond properly to it, and nobody gets lost and falls through the cracks.
All right, thanks.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you get in touch with me through email and stuff, right?
Yeah, Jason, do me a favor, because there's thousands of you and one of me. I need you to reach out to me, and then I'll respond to it,
All right, I will.
okay? Cool,
Got you.
okay. We're gonna come down to the close here. Does anybody else have any questions?
One quick question. So Intercom is an app, is that correct? Is it similar to Telegram or something like that?
Yes, Intercom, excuse me, Rover is an app. and
I
it's-
have Rova. Okay, I have the Rova app. Is Intercom something inside of the Rova app?
I apologize. That's me. Yeah, that's correct. Intercom is built into the app. So your
Okay.
communication is through the app. My apologies.
No worries. Thank you.
I own a tech company. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. How's that? I know I have smart people that know what they're doing. That's my saving grace. I'm very good at delegating to extremely intelligent people. So I've got a great group of people that we're working with. I'm out here as the driver and connection, so we can all connect and move this thing forward. So it's going to kick us out in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to thank everybody for coming out. I'm going to follow up in each city. We're going to get the core drivers in those cities. As I said, we're going to start in Boston next Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and then we're going to build from there. You guys tell me what cities you want us in. We'll line it up, and you get on the roster, and then we'll build in your city. Let's look for other qualified, experienced drivers that know what they're doing and bring them into the app. If you guys could also, like us on the Facebook, social media stuff, the Deirdre, what are the other social things? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and join that Drivers to Drivers podcast. It'll start building us and connecting us as a community. Because as we build that, we'll get more likes, hits, and all that crap. Those customers will come to find us. Those customers will be looking for us. But we got to tell them about it. So all of us joining together and joining that stuff will drive those numbers, and we'll get some excitement on here. So at the end of the day, it's all about the driver in my mind. The driver has to make more money, and I'm going to make that happen. And we've already done it. Drivers that are out there already that have done deliveries, we'll tell you, and we'll put them up there so you guys can chat with them too. I had somebody, they put up something on Instagram today, and the person responded, I just grabbed a delivery in Root in Wisconsin, worked out great, made a ton of money. Great, awesome. That's what we did it for. But Rover doesn't put jobs on there. Rover will be there to be the meeting platform for you guys to get all that hooked up. So, Wendy, did I answer that question right?
You did. Thank you so much.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. Other than John Granger's on, from anybody else from Atlanta? You're it, John. You're it. All right. So we'll push this forward. I'll keep pushing out information on the app to you, but then we're going to start lining up those meetings every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, like clockwork. I'm going to be on that in a different city. You guys got to tell me which city to go to, though. Deal?
Austin?
Austin? Austin after Boston.
Exactly.
All right. All right.
We gotta
New
come to
Silicon Valley.
New York, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. You're talking
Okay.
about a
Myrtle Beach.
huge markets there. New York.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Yep. All right. Cool.
Bay Area, California. A lot of business down here.
A ton of business for us.
Yeah, I
They're all
love
moving to Austin.
Yvonne, Yvonne White from California.
Yvonne, there you go. All right.
Sacramento.
Yeah, California. There's a reason why it's the 6th largest economy in the world. It's huge.
Again, they're all moving to Texas.
Texas, Oregon.
Florida, Panhandle.
There you go. Pensacola.
That's correct.
There you go. Let's light it up. We can do this together as a group. I am wicked excited about this. We're going to make this happen, drill it and drive it together to make this thing done. And some of us that have been around for a long time, years, like John Granger, watching this whole thing evolve. You know, he watched the old picture of NICA when we built that across the country. With the technology we have right now and the social media, we can light this thing up fast. So, all right, everybody's busy. I don't want to take up too much time, but I definitely was appreciative and thankful for everybody coming on. I'll stay focused on it, and let's keep in touch.
All right. Thank you for coming.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right,
Appreciate it.
Hey, drive
Thank you,
safe.
sir.
Drive safe. Drive safe, everybody. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
have
you.
a good day.